Discontent with corrupt CCP officials, people rebelled, bombing a police station, causing everything to explode. A heavy truck crashed into a police checkpoint, killing or injuring 18 officers. A Beijing woman took to the streets, calling on people across the country to rise up to seize freedom. Even if the CCP imprisons 2.4 million people, it cannot stop the people from rebelling. Northeast in decline, 90% of shops closed. Streets become a ghost town. Unemployment wave hits, young people in despair. Mainland China's pandemic alarming, sudden deaths. Surge, funeral parlors overwhelmed, coffins out of stock. Anti-Xi climax? Xi distances himself. Qiang exposes Xi's secret plan to retain power until 2035. Jintao threatens to eliminate Xi. Welcome to New Century, your source for honest reporting and stories that matter. Discontent with corrupt CCP officials. People rebelled, bombing a police station, causing everything to explode. A heavy truck crashed into a police checkpoint, killing or injuring 18 officers. Under the CCP's corrupt rule, officials have consistently abused their power to oppress citizens, fueling widespread discontent. Many Chinese people are no longer willing to submit to the CCP's authority. Instead, they are standing up against tyranny, with some taking bold actions to protest or directly confront the government to demand their rights. On May 19th, the X-platform account Qiang, a prominent influencer, shared a post citing netizens' reports of a tragic accident on G205 National Highway at around 3 a.m. on May 16th. The incident caused 18 police officers to be killed or injured, with 3 dying on the spot and several others reportedly passing away after being hospitalized. According to the post, the truck driver, raged by a police fine, rammed the checkpoint with his truck, causing the tragedy of 18 police casualties. It further claimed that Chinese official media have completely suppressed the news with no mention of the incident, and multiple personal accounts on self-media platforms have been deleted or banned. A video of the incident showed reflective traffic cones flung over 20 meters, a police vehicle severely deformed with its door twisted like a pretzel, and the road littered with bloodstains and scattered police equipment. According to a Ministry of Public Security report, the accident caused 3 officers to die on the spot, with 15 officers and auxiliary police injured to varying degrees, 6 of whom were critically injured. By May 20th, the incident was no longer searchable on China's Douyin platform. Some netizens commented, "The internet's been scrubbed clean. It's blocked. Can't view it. Why isn't mainstream media reporting this?" Some netizens left remarks such as, "Heroes. Poor driver comrade. Not bad, give him a martyr's title. Let's drink tonight to celebrate justice finally arriving." X-platform users also commented, "In a predatory regime, people's survival instincts force them to live desperately. The regime has pushed people to the point where they can't even live, leaving only desperation." The news is tightly suppressed in China. When people are oppressed to the extreme, don't blame them for fighting back with their lives. They may suppress the news, but they can't suppress the people's anger. In recent years, public discontent with the CCP's oppressive police tactics has led to a series of retaliatory attacks, shocking the public. On October 31st, 2024, former Chinese journalist Zhao Lanjian released exclusive information, claiming that on May 6th, 2023, a massive explosion occurred at the Kangtun Township Police Station in Dicheng County, Langfang City, Hebei Province. Initially, authorities reported that the blast was caused by fireworks and firecrackers, resulting in 4 deaths, 5 injuries, and 2 missing persons. However, recent leaks from police sources suggest a different story. The explosion was a meticulously planned act of retaliation by local residents who had long suffered from property seizures by the police. According to the leaked details, 4 officers at the Kangtun Township Police Station were killed instantly, while 5 others sustained severe injuries. Allegedly, the police frequently illegally confiscated property from residents, storing the seized items in the station's backyard. Locals, mistreated by the police, reportedly hid explosives with remote triggers among the confiscated firecrackers, leading to the station's destruction. In another incident in 2024, a video posted by the account Green Hornet, affiliated with the China Youth Network, circulated online. The video depicted an arson attack on March 28th, targeting the Heping 1st Brigade of the Shenyang Public Security Bureau's Traffic Police Department. After setting the fire, the suspect detonated homemade explosives made of black powder in the first-floor reception hall. In the video, a loud explosion is followed by thick smoke billowing from the building, accompanied by flashes of fire and 2 additional loud bangs. The footage shows the reception hall in chaos, with debris scattered across the floor and severe damage to office equipment. The accompanying text indicates that 2 police officers and 1 civilian sustained minor injuries while the suspect died on the spot due to the explosion. The motive for this retaliatory attack was reportedly the traffic police extorting money from the truck driver, pushing him to a point where he could no longer survive, prompting him to bomb the traffic police station. According to the news account Jihui 999 on the X platform, the most tragic incident occurred on March 11, 2022, when a truck driver in Qiang County, Qinghai Province, angered by a fine from traffic police, drove his truck in an attack on a traffic police office, resulting in 7 deaths and 2 injuries. The incident was subsequently concealed, with the official report stating that the truck suddenly lost control and crashed into the checkpoint, with the 7 deceased including 2 people in the truck's cab, 2 checkpoint staff, and 3 local residents. China has seen a rising trend of violent reprisals against officials. For instance, Jiangxi province authorities disclosed that on February 17, 2023, 3 police officers in Shangli County were killed in a retaliatory attack while returning from a traffic enforcement mission. It took nearly 8 months for the Jiangxi government to officially acknowledge the incident, only releasing details on October 9th. Other recent incidents have also drawn public attention. On October 16, 2024, reports circulated online that a traffic officer in Anyue County, Sichuan Province, was fatally stabbed by an electric scooter rider during a vehicle confiscation, resulting in 1 officer's death and another's injury. Due to the CCP's strict censorship, many instances of citizens retaliating against police are not reported on social media, and these prominent cases represent only the tip of the iceberg. Former CCP official Du Wen commented on his Inside Perspective on China channel, stating that these violent retaliatory attacks were inevitable. Du explained that when individuals or groups are consistently denied justice, an eruption of resentment is bound to occur. He also noted that cases of subordinate on superior revenge within China's military are very common. According to Du, as the Communist Party tightens its oppressive control over the people, resistance will only become more intense. A series of incidents targeting government agencies in China indicates that public dissatisfaction with the CCP is reaching a critical tipping point. As people continue to endure oppression and exploitation, societal tensions are escalating, rendering Chinese society akin to a powder keg ready to explode at any moment. The survival of the CCP is increasingly threatened, a consequence of its authoritarian rule and rampant corruption among party officials. A Beijing woman took to the streets, calling on people across the country to rise up to seize freedom. Even if the CCP imprisons 2.4 million people, it cannot stop the people from rebelling. Increasingly, Chinese citizens are awakening and bravely standing up to publicly oppose the CCP's authoritarian regime through various means. This is sparking a powerful wave of support, encouraging people nationwide to unite and reclaim their freedom. A viral video shows a woman shouting that China's constitution grants the people full rights, and if the constitution is not enforced, ruling the country by law will forever be empty words. She also called on all ethnic groups across the nation to stand up for the rejuvenation of the Chinese nation. She likely knew that, although the constitution exists, mentioning certain constitutional provisions in China can be considered a crime. The video's subtitles specify the location as Beijing Kanshan Paint Commuters Latitude in Xiaohongmen Village, Chaoyang District, Beijing, at 1451. On a bustling street with many passers-by, several people stopped to watch. It seems the person filming was protecting the woman, capturing only her voice without showing her image. She shouted loudly, "All power belongs to the people," asserting that the state's power belongs to the people. It is the people's government. The woman continued, citing Article 2 of the Constitution, "All power belongs to the people," as evidence of the people's legitimate political authority. She also referenced Article 27, "All state officials serve the people," as proof that public servants work for the people, and Article 41, which states, "The people have the right to file complaints, and no organization or individual may suppress, retaliate, or discriminate." With fervor, she declared, "People of all ethnic groups must end the evil trend of violation and exploitation and join a great struggle. For the rejuvenation of the Chinese nation, everyone must stand up and take ownership. Join a great struggle against the evil trend of violation and exploitation." Throughout, some police officers leisurely walked along the street, occasionally seeming to urge her to stop speaking. In response, some netizens expressed admiration. "So brave and fearless. Thumbs up for this courageous woman. I hope thousands more rise up." Others showed sympathy for the Chinese people. One netizen commented, "One of the CCP's greatest tricks is shamelessly crowning the people as owners of this and that. But in reality, it's just nominal ownership. Party secretaries and officials monopolize all resources, power, and state-owned enterprises, greedily draining every contribution from the people." In reality, widespread corruption and exploitation by dishonest officials in China have long fueled public discontent. At the end of 2024, an insider familiar with China's situation told Pierre-Antoine Donnet, former editor-in-chief of AFP, that China is in a critical state, like a pressure cooker that could explode at any moment. The source revealed, "From deputy ministers to the descendants of top leaders, they've either left China or are preparing to leave. Many descendants of the second-generation Reds, or Red Princes, have lost faith. In China, those with large sums of money no longer deposit them in banks, as they've lost trust in the banking system." In recent years, the CCP regime has faced increasingly serious threats as protests and riots with slogans calling for the overthrow of the CCP and Xi Jinping continue to emerge. In response, the CCP has intensified security measures, relentlessly arresting those suspected of threatening the regime. According to an Epoch Times report, in 2023 alone, 2.4 million people were detained by the CCP on charges related to national security. Yet, this cannot stop the Chinese people from rising up daily to fight for freedom and resist the CCP. Northeast in decline, 90% of shops closed. Streets become a ghost town. Unemployment wave hits, young people in despair. Recently, many netizens have reported online that Northeast China's economy is collapsing. As the capital of Liaoning province and the economic, cultural, and commercial hub of the Northeast, Shenyang is facing severe economic hardship and rising unemployment. Once vibrant streets are now lined with shuttered shops, enveloped in an atmosphere of desolation and despair. A blogger stated, "Many large shopping malls in Shenyang, Liaoning, have stores that are almost entirely closed, with only a few struggling to stay open. Do you know how many people in Shenyang are unemployed? Do you know how dire the economy is right now?" 10 years ago, owning a storefront meant financial freedom, enough to support 3 generations. Now, if you own a storefront but haven't paid off the loan, you're likely in dire straits. Large companies are cutting salaries, laying off workers, and consolidating, while small businesses and self-employed merchants are closing one after another. Currently, over 90% of physical stores are shutting down, a terrifying figure. Once bustling areas like Shenyang's Zhongjie, Dadong, and Tiexi now have faded shop signs and locked doors. Many business owners reveal that the pandemic was merely the spark. What truly crushed these stores was ever-rising rent costs and government taxes. A blogger lamented, "I'm a master's graduate from a 211 university, nearly 5 years out of school about to turn 30. I'm constantly browsing Xiaopin or Boss Jipin, feeling sick from it. I send dozens of resumes daily. Either they're read with no reply or there's no follow-up after interviews. People around me say even postgraduates can't find jobs. The job market is particularly unforgiving for those in declining industries. Recent graduates struggle to find roles while workers in their 40s, typically at their earning peak, face dwindling options and mounting financial pressures. Standing outside an abandoned shopping plaza, one man asked, "Where do we go when no one will hire us?" The gig economy, often seen as a fallback, has become a financial trap for many. One person revealed, "A friend told me something shocking. In Shenyang, driving for ride-hailing apps is a losing game. You might even lose money." His car is rented for 120 yuan a day, and he spends about 80 yuan charging it twice, totaling 200 yuan, approximately $28 in daily costs. I asked, "How much did you earn today?" He said, "I haven't even made 200 yuan." A resident complained, "In Shenyang now, if your salary exceeds 5,000 yuan, approximately 694 USD with social insurance and housing fund, just stick with it. Don't aim higher. Most people are stuck halfway up the mountain, and you're already ahead of 90% of Shenyang's residents." You might not believe what I'm about to say about Shenyang's situation. Many big companies are laying off staff or cutting salaries, and plenty of small businesses have gone bankrupt. Many of the unemployed are family breadwinners over 35 who worked the same job for over a decade, accustomed to a 9-to-5 routine. Who could have predicted this sudden change? The retail sector reflects similar decay. China Resources Vanguard, once a retail giant with 18 stores in Shenyang, has closed most of its locations since 2023. Only a few remain, their shelves half empty, with frozen goods discounted by 50%. Carrefour, Walmart, and Tesco have also scaled back, their shuttered stores signaling a collapse in consumer confidence. These once thriving supermarkets now stand as relics of a bygone economic boom. Shenyang's crisis is not just economic, it's a crisis of identity. A city that once embodied the strength of China's industrial heartland now struggles to find its place in a shifting economic landscape. As local governments face growing fiscal pressures and national growth slows, cities like Shenyang are left to navigate the storm alone. The question arises, is this a temporary downturn or the start of a deeper systemic decline? For the people of Shenyang, the crisis is not abstract. It is painfully real and it is unfolding now. Mainland China's pandemic alarming, sudden deaths. Surge, funeral parlors overwhelmed, coffins out of stock. The COVID-19 pandemic in mainland China is alarming, with topics like COVID infections surging again and rapid rise in COVID-positive rates, recently trending on hot search lists. Reports from the public indicate that sudden deaths are increasing, with coffin makers in some areas working overtime and coffins out of stock signaling a peak in deaths. Data from the Chinese CDC shows that in the 18th week from late April to early May, the COVID-19 positive rate in outpatient and emergency flu-like cases at national sentinel hospitals rose to 16.2%, more than double the 7.5% in early April. Among severe hospitalized acute respiratory infection cases, the positive rate increased from 3.3% to 6.3% in early May. COVID-19 has ranked first in outpatient flu-like case visits for 3 consecutive weeks. Notably, the authenticity of the Chinese Communist Party's official pandemic reports is widely questioned, with the actual situation believed to be far worse. On May 19th, Chinese Academy of Engineering academician Zhong Nanshan told Southern Plus that he predicts the virus is still in its rising phase and expects the outbreak to end by late June, lasting 6 to 8 weeks. Zhang believes the XDV strain is highly contagious but relatively less virulent. He affirmed that COVID-19 will not disappear. On May 17th, the Clean World platform's Third Eye released a video claiming that China's pandemic is showing signs of a major outbreak. The Chinese CDC recently stated that the COVID positive rate has been rising since April, ranking first in emergency outpatient visits for weeks. Due to mainland hospitals refusing to test for COVID in recent years, the true data remains unknown to the outside world. Many netizens reported experiencing fever, cough, and sore throat, confirming they've caught it, and noted that COVID has always been present, with the CCP merely labeling it as flu. Recently, several mainland bloggers openly stated that sudden deaths are increasing, people collapsing while walking, playing cards, or sleeping, gone without warning. Third Eye claimed that as the mainland's pandemic worsens, growing signs indicate mass deaths across regions. A man in a video said that in a county with fewer than 300,000 people, the funeral parlor's 15 viewing halls were all full on a single day. A mainland blogger commented on a video of a recent incident, saying China's deaths have entered a peak period. He noted that on a 155-kilometer national highway to Changsha, he saw 17 households holding funerals. In April this year, people from various mainland regions told overseas media that a new outbreak has hit, with nearly all adults and children infected, overwhelming hospitals. Cardiovascular diseases are particularly prevalent, with sudden deaths occurring across all age groups. A resident from Shijiazhuang, Hebei, revealed that coffins, usually priced at 4,000 yuan, now cost 12,000 yuan, approximately $1,665 due to high demand, with coffins out of stock. Coffin factory workers in Zhejiang also said, "We're very busy making coffins now, working overtime and needing more hands. 7 or 8 factories here were built in the last 2 years. Many middle-aged and young people have passed away." Third Eye noted that since late 2022, the CCP stopped testing for COVID, labeling infections as flu, mycoplasma pneumonia, or other diseases. The CCP has consistently covered up the severity of the pandemic and death tolls, leading to deaths among Chinese people who believed the CCP's lies, unaware of the true cause until their final moments. Third Eye stated, in fact, Falun Gong founder, Master Li Hongzhi, pointed out that the CCP has been covering up the truth about the pandemic, and in reality, 400 million people in China have died during the pandemic. Anti-Xi. Climax? Qi distances himself. Li Qiang exposes Xi's secret plan to retain power. Until 2035, Hu Jintao threatens to eliminate Xi. The Chinese Communist Party is expected to hold its 4th plenary session in July or August. Prior to this, anti-Xi activities in Zhongnanhai are becoming increasingly overt. From Peking University Associate Professor Zhang Yingjie's anti-Xi manifesto, 5 Politburo members drawing a line with Xi, Qi's distancing, Li Qiang boldly exposing Xi Jinping's secret 2035 project plan, to Hu Jintao's harsh words against Xi, these all indicate that the anti-Xi movement has reached a climax. CCP leader Xi Jinping visited Henan from May 19th to 20th. The absence of Central Office Director Qi and Central Policy Research Office Director Jiang Jinquan sparked speculation. Their replacement by He Lifeng, a vice state-level official, and Meng Xiangfeng, a deputy director, suggests a clear downgrade in Xi's treatment. Commentator Tang Jingyuan noted, Qi not accompanying Xi is a form of distancing, signaling a major indication of Xi's loss of power. Tang analyzed that the standard entourage for Xi has been abruptly cancelled or downgraded, reflecting a significant issue with Xi's status. However, commentator Zhang Tianliang believes Qi, as Xi's confidant, is unlikely to turn against him. He noted that many within the CCP, including elders, princelings, and the Communist Youth League faction, want to oust Xi, but the real question is how feasible it is. Checking websites reveals no activities for Qi on May 19th and 20th, though he visited Tangshan, Hebei on May 16th and 17th, indicating no health issues. Unusually, Qi's speech only mentioned President Xi once, with no reference to Xi Jinping thought, the two upholds, or the two establishes. Entering May, the anti-Xi movement in Zhongnanhai reached a peak. Zhang Yingjie, an associate professor at Peking University's Guanghua School of Management, published an article, "No Solution to the Predicament, No Salvation for the System," directly criticizing the CCP and Xi. Additionally, rumors spread online that 5 Politburo members, Zhang Yuxia, He Lifeng, Wang Yi, Ma Xingrui, and Yin Li, collectively defected, distancing themselves from Xi. Premier Li Qiang has also joined the anti-Xi movement. Economist and poet Su Xiaohe stated on social media that rumors suggest Li Qiang, aware that Xi's power is waning, exposed Xi's secretive 2035 project plan to an expanded meeting of the Politburo Standing Committee and Politburo. It's widely known that Xi plans to remain in power until 2035, aiming to conquer Taiwan and achieve East rises, West falls before retiring. Allegedly, even Politburo Standing Committee members and political elders were unaware of the 2035 project plan. Li Qiang's revelation enraged military leaders and political elders. Not only did Li Qiang betray Xi, but Hu Jintao also issued harsh words against Xi at a recent expanded Politburo meeting, stating, "To save Deng Xiaoping's reform and opening up cause, even if it means civil war, we must save it." Commentator Zhang Feng analyzed that Mao Zedong, during the Lushan Conference, turned anti-leftism into anti-rightism, and facing threats to CCP direction and power, threatened Peng Dehuai, who criticized the Great Leap Forward, saying, "If the PLA doesn't follow me, I'll return to Jinggangshan to find the Red Army." Similarly, when Jiang Zemin leaned toward extreme leftists, Deng Xiaoping warned, "Whoever doesn't reform and open up will step down." These were overt threats of civil war. Zhang Feng believes Hu Jintao's harsh words stem not only from his humiliation of being escorted off the stage, but also from the CCP being forced by new domestic and international dynamics to take decisive action. Su Xiaohe added that Hu's mention of civil war has a basis, suggesting military leaders are on his side. If Xi doesn't comply, they might eliminate him. This is a threat to Xi. If he doesn't pursue reform and opening up, it's not just about stepping down, it's about his life. Xi is under immense pressure, wary of Hu Jintao rising up to take him down. Thanks for being with us at New Century. If you believe in thoughtful, independent journalism, we invite you to subscribe, share your thoughts below, and stay connected. Until next time, stay curious and take care.